Hi there, here we go with another Heygo rerun. This time we're in Florida at Epcot Center. This tour was in January 2023, and we hope you enjoy it.
Hello!
Hi, everyone.
Welcome to Epcot.
We are so happy that you joined us. This is a picture perfect day.
We're very excited about that. It is 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius.
Hi, Robin.
The skies are blue. There are like wisps of clouds, as you can see behind us. You'll see the monorail going behind us as we say our hellos.
Hi, Tiash. Yes, it's going to be a great day. Hi, Matthew and Michael. Welcome back.
Eminem.
Eminem, sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot.
They're like the rapper. I know. Yay! Welcome everybody, all that are tuning in.
Yeah, we're for those of you who were not with us yesterday, we were over at the Magic Kingdom yesterday. Hi, and that was a fun tour. We spent the day with Aaron's dad, Larry, and Larry's wife, Pat, and we had a great time.
We had dinner last night at Ohana, which is at the Polynesian Resort, which is all you can eat. So
danger zone, but
we're
really good.
Still full.
The dessert, for anyone who has not eaten at Ohana, at the Polynesian Resort, if you find yourself here with some extra time, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
It is not cheap. But the dessert is this coconut...
pineapple.
It's a coconut pineapple bread...
Pudding. Yeah.
And it is...
Yeah.
It is not to be believed.
A la mode.
Of course, a la mode, with with a scoop of ice cream, Shoshana,
and
to make it even worse.
A warm caramel sauce.
Oh, it is really, really good.
Crazy. Somebody asked how the flag ceremony was, and to be honest, we got back and crashed, and then got up this morning, and so we haven't posted the video yet. But we did take a video of the flag ceremony, and it was really...
It's really cool.
Kind of moving.
Yeah.
Because they have a marching band that comes out, a Disney marching band, and the Dapper Dans, which is the barbershop quartet, they sing as well. It was really moving. We did take a video of it. We'll put it on the Facebook page because it was
very
pretty
musical.
Cool.
We sing the national anthem, the God Bless America.
We did the Pledge of Allegiance.
The Pledge of Allegiance. There's lots of American, patriotic
verse.
Traditions. Yeah,
yeah. But it was pretty cool. Somebody else mentioned, good morning, Catherine. Somebody else mentioned the monkey.
Okay, if you haven't noticed already, Aaron is wearing, we usually have a screen protector, a microphone protector that keeps the sound, like when there's wind and stuff. And we don't have it with us, so we had to...
mutilate a monkey.
Yeah.
We went to a dollar store and we bought a monkey for $1.
So we had to,
I will say we had 3 choices of colors. There was red. He was a Valentine's monkey. Red, pink, fuchsia, I should say, and white. White seemed the least obtrusive. Is that the word I want?
Anyway, we had to punt, so we bought this stuffed monkey, and then here, I'll put a picture of the monkey that we...
Oh, sorry. That was me. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you.
So I just put the picture of the monkey in the chat. I don't know if it made it in. Did it? Yeah,
it did. There it is. Yeah. Dahlia says, "Poor monkey never met his or her Valentine." I mean, but maybe that monkey served a higher purpose. So the Valentine is all of us. Yeah. And that monkey served a higher purpose.
I'm going to hold that while I put this away.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I'm going to tell you, we've already ridden 3 rides today.
That's right.
We already rode Remy's Ratatouille. We already rode Test Track. And we already rode Cosmic Rewind. Guardians of the Galaxy. Cosmic Rewind.
I'm going to try to put on the Do Not Disturb. Where is that? Right there.
And your Wi-Fi's on too.
Wi-Fi off.
There we go. Sorry, we might have gone away for a minute. How is Ratatouille? Somebody asked. It's sweet. It's really cool. It's one of those trackless rides, if you know of those at all, and which are unbelievable. Like they move around, and I mean, I'm saying they move around. Like every ride doesn't move around.
We're not sure I don't think they would allow us to use the gimbal on a ride. They'd probably put that away. Not about the copyright or taking video, but just
safety.
Safety, yeah.
Yeah, probably. Hi, Lindsay. And Cosmic Rewind, which is the newest coaster in Walt Disney World.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, it just opened last June or end of May. We just rode right before the tour, so if we keel over, if we pass out, it's because our tummies might still be a little bit wobbly from riding the roller coasters. We're not great with coasters,
Mickey B
anymore.
That's my brother from another mother.
By the way, it's 3 minutes from starting time. I just realized we
yes.
didn't
Oh,
say
and
that.
If you're new to us, if this is your first tour with us, I am Patrick,
and I'm Aaron,
and we're glad you're here. But just know that normally we are definitely the New York guides, and we are usually walking around New York City and showing the Heygo viewers all of New York.
Yeah.
But we are down here at Disney World with Aaron's dad and his dad's wife. And so we're just down here for a couple of days. And we thought, well, I'm sure the Heygo viewers would love to see it while we're here. We just went to the Magic Kingdom yesterday, Jill, and Epcot today. And that's all we're doing for this trip.
Epcot this Saturday. What is the best place to eat, says Bernie. Well, we're having dinner tonight in Germany because my dad loves bratwursts. Loves them. And we're not complaining at all because it's quite tasty.
We loved eating at the Land. The Land Pavilion in Epcot. That's really good. And also, we've not had it, but we think you can get a really good steak if you like steak at the Canada Pavilion.
I ate it in Paris years ago.
Thanks,
this
Joanna.
sounds so funny. We're going to Germany tonight. I ate in Paris years ago.
Here in Epcot.
Here in Epcot.
He's talking about.
And Paris was good. I will also say, in terms of experiences, Mexico is a good experience.
Oh, Mexico.
Right?
If you like Mexican, that's a really good restaurant. There's so many, my gosh, there's just not enough time. And my stomach's not big enough to eat all the food.
I know. Patrick mentioned that we are normally the New York City tour guides. Our Instagram handle is NYC Tour Guys. So Thursday we're doing our third Central Park tour, Central Park 3. And on Friday we're doing the Battery. So those are the upcoming tours that we have. Oh, and then Saturday night we're at the Botanical Garden.
Yeah. Oh, that's
we're doing the Glow exhibit at the Botanical Garden. So that'll be quite fun. Those are the rest of our tours this week. So we dart back to New York City on Wednesday. I couldn't remember where we lived.
Someone mentioned the Rose and Crown, which is in the the
in
United
UK.
Kingdom Pavilion here in Epcot. That's also really good. There's a lot of great food here. Italy, you can get good food in the Italy Pavilion, and So I would jump on the website and just sort of pick something that you really like. Oh, I ate at the China Pavilion years ago, and that was really good. Sorry.
She asked, like, what was your best? And we literally just keep being like, and this one.
I know. I'm so sorry. There's just too many options. So just do some research and pick something that you like. We can recommend a lot of places, but...
Mark, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about how many countries it covers as we make our way around the World Showcase.
Yeah, we're going to get started. The tour has not started, for anybody that's wondering. We're just saying hello to the Heygo viewers, and we're going to get going here just in a few seconds.
Thank you, Kathy. It lives on. Melanie, did we see Winnie the Pooh? We missed Winnie the Pooh, but we did ride the Winnie the Pooh ride.
We did.
Which was quite fun. So we did kind of see Winnie the Pooh, I guess. It's go time, everybody.
Yeah.
It's Epcot welcome time. It's going well. But we're happy you're with us. It is 11:15 a.m. here in Orlando, Florida, or specifically Lake Buena Vista, Florida, specifically Epcot. And 11:15 a.m., it's 18 degrees Celsius, 65 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's right.
And if you're new to us, I'm Aaron.
And I'm Patrick.
And we're happy you're with us. And as we're saying our hellos, you might see the monorail go behind us every now and then. This is a live tour. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask us. Unlike yesterday when the Main Street was a little bit busy and the castle area was busy, Epcot is a little bit more spread out. So we'll probably be able to move around a little bit easier and not have to deal with as many crowds, which will be nice, so we can get all the questions.
Yeah. Hi, Andrew. There's also a cool feature. If you don't know this, and I know most of you do, but just in case, you can take pictures on this tour, and whenever you see something that you like, just hit that center button, and that will save a picture in your, on your, I don't know how to say it. I don't know if it's in your profile or on the website, but you can go and find that picture later and send that to your family and your friends. And it's a nice way to show everyone where you've been visiting.
There goes the monorail. Yay, the monorail! So the monorail, Jana asked, are we near Magic Kingdom? Yes, it's part of the Disney World property resort, and that monorail that you see right there takes you over to the Magic Kingdom. It's probably a 10-minute ride?
Yeah.
Or so, over there on the monorail. But they also have bus systems that take you there as well. Finally, if you're having any technical issues, good luck. Am I right?
No, you can click the buttons.
Because technical issues stink, and who knows how to fix them? No one.
People know how to fix them. You just hit those 3 dots that are, where are they? You know where they are.
We have a pretty good signal on today's tour. We've walked the walk. Now we're going to talk the talk, and hopefully the signal will be as strong as it was when we walked the walk. So let's get walking the walk. So welcome everybody to Epcot. We're happy you're with us today. So Epcot is one of the 4 parks here at Walt Disney World. We are in Orlando, Florida, southwest of downtown, 1,073 miles from New York City, our hometown, or 1,726 kilometers. Disney World opened October 1st, 1971 with Magic Kingdom. We'll get more specific about Epcot in just a moment. Matt in Hong Kong. Matt, when we were planning this, we looked at the schedule because we thought, what if you had one of your Disney trips? We were going to try to coincide, but you didn't have one on the schedule at the time. We were bummed. For those that don't know Matt, he does some of the Disney trips in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So the entire Disney World Resort is 25,000 acres, 39 square miles, 101 square kilometers, only half of which have been used. We're in Epcot, one of the 4 major parks. And what you're seeing right here is the big ball, Spaceship Earth. The visual and thematic centerpiece of Epcot weighs 16 million pounds. Measures 165 feet or 50 meters in diameter. This is what greets you when you enter Epcot right there. It encompasses 2.2 million cubic feet of space, and that massive geodesic sphere you're seeing is made of 11,324 aluminum and plastic alloy triangles. Remarkable. There's a ride inside Spaceship Earth. It's a dark ride attraction.
It really does look like a big golf ball.
It does, yeah. So that's a dark ride attraction in there. It's been there since the park opened in 1982, about a 15-minute ride, and it takes guests on a time machine themed experience demonstrating how advancements in human communication have helped create the future, one step at a time.
Also, if that is the size of the golf ball, what does the club look like?
Exactly. So we'll make our way up to the World Showcase, and then we'll turn around and give you one more shot of the ball before we take off into part of the World Showcase today.
Someone said dark ride, ? Yes, it is a dark ride. It's sort of like the evolution of,
Yeah, and specifically, if you're wondering what we mean by dark ride, we don't mean like gloomy.
Oh, right.
We mean lights off.
Yeah.
It does. So you're in the dark, and there's
the whole ride
projections and
is
screens
inside,
and yeah, exactly. So Epcot, where we're at, was basically inspired by kind of an unrealized concept by Walt Disney. He had envisioned this utopian city. And while we don't have this utopian city, we did get a terrific theme park out of it. The park opened October 1st, 1982 as Epcot Center originally. Now it's just called Epcot. It was the second of the 4 theme parks built here at Disney World. The first was Magic Kingdom, then Epcot, and then there are other 2 parks. The next one was MGM Studios, which is now Hollywood Studios. And then we got Animal Kingdom, which is sort of like the zoo. You want to pause here for a little look back?
Yeah.
Yeah, so before we head into the showcase, we'll give you another shot of the ball there in the distance, and maybe we'll get to see the monorail go in front of us, hopefully.
That's Spaceship Earth, or they don't just call it a ball.
I know.
It's a geodesic sphere.
I call it the ball. Okay, how many Disney fans on here must call it the ball?
All right.
No? Just me? All right, so we're taking off into the World Showcase right now. So there's two distinct halves, Future World where we were and the World Showcase. So basically, the plans kind of changed from that utopian city after Walt's death. And some of the Imagineers wanted to push this kind of World's Fair theme, as we'll see as we make our way through here. And so when Epcot opened in 1982, originally there were only 9 countries. Now there are 11, so that answers a question somebody had earlier. 11 countries. And the countries that are all the way around World Showcase are Mexico, China, Germany, Italy, United States, Japan, France, the United Kingdom, and Canada, and then we got Morocco and Norway as the two that were added in 84 and 1988.
Norway, they weren't added till 80.
They were new ones. So that we're looking out across the World Showcase Lagoon. You're spotting, actually this right here on our right, to the right of the lamppost is a fire feature that'll happen for the nighttime fireworks show. But you can see the Eiffel Tower in the distance. You can see Morocco, the Prayer Tower in Morocco. We can see Japan.
I'll zoom in a little bit. There's Japan over there, and then next to Japan that's the Morocco Pavilion right there. And then if we keep going, then you'll see that is actually the Rose and Crown right there that someone brought up earlier.
Which we'll go by.
Yeah, we'll go by it. We'll get a little closer.
We won't get the entire World Showcase in. It's 1.2 miles to go all the way around, which for our time frame today was going to be, we would be running it basically to get the whole tour in. But we're going to do half of it, though. We're going to get to see about half of the countries today. 3 countries were announced, but never were ultimately built. Israel, Spain, and Equatorial Africa they were going to put in. Although I've heard rumors that Spain is still on the docket as a potential country to come in.
Yes, that was a glimpse of the Eiffel Tower. France is in there as well, someone mentioned.
We'll get right over there. We'll see the Eiffel Tower, don't worry. Some of these tents you're seeing, by the way, on either side are for the Festival of the Arts, which starts the end of this week. There's quite a few festivals they do here in Epcot, and we'll chat about that in a little bit. Epcot itself is an acronym, by the way, for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. Thus, that kind of utopian idea that Walt had. Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow.
Yeah, he wanted to create a whole community that lived and, had their own municipality, and kind of it didn't really work out that way, but it's cool what we got.
Yeah, it was going to have like an urban city center, residential areas, industrial areas, schools. There's sort of a community like that called Celebration, Florida, which is near here, which is sort of sponsored by Disney in a way. Yeah. We're moving into Canada, by the way. So our first country we're seeing today is Canada as we make our way into this area. Maybe you
show this beautiful garden.
Yeah, maybe you recognize some of it. I think that potentially Pamela has shown this garden before.
Well, it's funny you mention that. I feel like.
Oh, did it go in? Oh yeah, there's Pamela in the chat.
So, in honor of our fantastic Heygo guide.
Look who's up at the top of the mountain. My goodness. It's none other than Mr. Patrick Toomey. Right up there.
I see him.
Well, or he's in the chat. So if you have the chat closed, we put in Patrick Toomey and Pamela's pictures as we hit Canada. Back there, that is Les Celliers, which is the steakhouse. We've not tried the steakhouse here. Patrick won't ever take me out to fancy dinners.
We've heard that the steakhouse dinner there is really, really good. So if you find yourself with an extra time here at Epcot, get a delicious steak dinner.
Oh, Evelyn's tried it. She says it is divine.
That is a beautiful garden. I often wonder, Like, I never see them doing the work, so I guess they maintain the gardens and all of the landscaping at night.
Yeah, during
when the park is closed.
when we're not here, they
Yeah.
take care of it. It's quite a crew. Believe it or not, Epcot is twice the size of the Magic Kingdom where we were yesterday. It spans about 300 acres, or about 121 hectares, and it ranks second in Walt Disney World's park sizes. Comes in second behind Disney's Animal Kingdom, which is a little bit bigger. Now, the promenade that we're on right now is 1.2 miles long, or about 2 kilometers, which goes around the Showcase Lagoon, the water we were showing you earlier, and we'll show you more pictures of the Showcase Lagoon as we make our way around. And the Showcase Lagoon spans about 40 acres, or about 16 hectares.
I just wanted to come up here and get a nice shot.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so the thing about Disney, and we talked about this yesterday on our Magic Kingdom trip. They just know how to do every single detail.
They really do.
This is a good example of the forced perspective. If you were on our Magic Kingdom tour yesterday, check out the windows. They're bigger at the bottom and smaller at the top to make this building look much taller than what it really is. As we make our way down the stairs, you'll see the Showcase Lagoon again. Again, 40 acres or 16 hectares. It took about 3,000 designers and 4,000 construction workers to build the first phase of Epcot. About 54 million cubic feet of dirt was excavated to build this park. And they had a soft opening September 28th, 1982. The real opening was October 1st, 1982. Again, the showcase that we're headed around right now is 1.2 miles long, 2 kilometers. The lagoon, 40 acres, 16 hectares. And for those that might have tuned in a little bit later, or after we started, there are 11 countries around the World Showcase. Mexico, China, Germany, Italy, the U.S., Japan, France, the UK and Canada, Morocco, and Norway. The gardens that Patrick was mentioning earlier, by the way, are the most extensive that you'll see in any of the parks. There's a horticulture staff of over 50 that tends to these gardens. And as Patrick said, we've never seen them working on it, so they have to do it late at night or in the morning, which is remarkable that they're probably tending to all of these roses and snapdragons and hedges in the dark. Patrick, should we leave Canada?
Yes, I loved our visit to Canada. I'm ready to move on.
Where would you like to go now?
I think I'd like to visit the UK.
United Kingdom. So here we are in the United Kingdom. We just take a few steps and we say goodbye to Pamela and Patrick. To me, not Patrick, not our Patrick. And we're all of a sudden into the United Kingdom. On our left is the Rose and Crown, which somebody mentioned earlier. A great place to get fish and chips. And another fun fact about the Rose and Crown is that they have a specially designed ale warmer so that they can have your Guinness heated to 55 degrees, the temperature favored by our Brits. So they have that right there in the Rose and Crown.
Just trying to get a good shot of the
Yeah.
Rose and Crown. The Rose and Crown.
Rose and Crown. I wonder if we'll bump into any of our Heygo friends.
Oh, quite possibly. I think that's a real possibility.
Pamela says not true. Not true about the 55, I guess. All right. Well, we'll go in and tell them.
Oh, I think I see some of our friends now.
There we go. Natalie's here and Ian. Florent might have accidentally come over too early.
Oh, whoops. But Florent, what are you doing here in UK?
Florent went to the Channel Tunnel and took a quick trip over. So there's over 12.5 million visitors a year that come to Epcot. And it encompasses all these 11 countries that we'll make our way around. Now, how are the countries selected? Well, any country was welcome to put a bid in. So Disney World intended for the countries to pay for the construction of their pavilions. They oftentimes refer to them as pavilions, each country. There's an announcement over, boarding groups for Guardians of the Galaxy are full, is what she's saying.
There's a ride that just opened this year that is so popular that you have a virtual queue. So you have to be lucky enough to get one of the spots in the virtual queue. So they're just making that announcement now.
Which we fortunately got to do it an hour before our tour. We weren't sure when our boarding group would happen, and we were worried that it would conflict with our tour.
Someone asked about the entry fee for Epcot.
Oh yeah, the entry. So it's a tricky thing with the park fees. So it really does vary by which park you're going to and what day it is. So it can be anywhere from $109 to $189. We paid $149 for our day at Epcot today. Because it's a little bit of an off season right now, but we're also the marathon was this past weekend, so it's not the lowest price because it's not completely an off peak time, but it just sort of depends on what time you're coming, anywhere from $109 to $189. It also depends on, if you do a 10-day pass with parks, it can lower it even more. If you're coming for 10 days and want to do 10 days of parks, which is, pretty remarkable. You can see all the signage they have. It's pretty wild. And, we were chatting about it at dinner last night with my dad and his wife. And, it is expensive. But the thing about the Disney parks is you do see where your money is going. The manicured gardens, as you can see right now, the entertainment that's all around you, the rides, you really... you see it. You go, okay, I understand it, and it makes sense.
Do they have outdoor concerts? Well, yeah, different times of the year. The holidays, they have what is that called? The
candlelight procession.
Candlelight processional,
yeah.
Which usually has some big names come and perform.
And then they also have the Food and Wine Festival, which we'll just chat about in a couple minutes. But at the Food and Wine Festival, they also do a concert series known as Eat to the Beat. I think it's called Eat to the Beat, where they have a concert series. But then there's also a huge pavilion, which is roughly where we'll end our tour today, over in the American Pavilion, where they do lots of concerts there. I was here one time, and it was the Temptations. So they have quite a bit of big concerts, but there's also atmospheric street performers. We saw some folks playing trash bins earlier, sort of similar to Stomp, basically, all around. Is there a question? Nope. You're good? Yeah. I know, the Mary Poppins ride. It was going to happen right back there. We're so bummed it didn't happen, that it didn't come to fruition. We were excited about that. Somebody was mentioning that.
I think it still might happen sometime later.
I hope so. From your mouth to Walt's ears.
Ears.
To Mickey's ears. That's what I should have said. From your mouth to Mickey's ears. Oh, shoot. That would have been better. Here's a little fish and chip shop on the left.
Jennifer, does entry fee include rides? Yes. Once you pay the entry fee, you don't have to pay for the ride. Rides individually. I'm sorry. I don't mean to gasp, but
we got very excited because here's Alice in her Wonderland.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this little girl's getting ready to say hi. Oh. She got very excited. She was sort of bowing to her. Oh,
that's
I love
very
it.
sweet.
Yeah. So they do have a lot of character visits. It is quite a bit of a line for the character visits. So if you want to, especially Mickey, because Mickey's the star.
Yeah.
So Mickey oftentimes can have up to an hour wait to see him. But
all of these folks here are waiting in line to meet Alice.
Yeah. Let's show they have some of their holiday decorations still up, and how perfect, because we're in the UK section, that they have a little teapot with some teacups right here for their holiday decoration. Catch a little bit of the lagoon.
Go ask Alice.
So I started to mention how the countries were selected. So Disney intended for the countries to pay for the pavilions themselves originally, and they were going to have a 10-year lease on that land. And Disney had suggested that it would be, beneficial to these countries tourism-wise. Well, that didn't really happen. The countries quickly found out they didn't sort of want that sort of deal. So ultimately, there was a little bit of, the countries did have some hand in the planning and I think financially in some of them, but a lot of it is corporate sponsorship as well.
Someone asked about the entrance. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, Coca-Cola is the main one. That's what I was going to say.
Okay. About the entry fee, and you, yes, you can leave the park and come back to that same park as often as you want. And so you could, if you want to rest, you could go back to your hotel if you need a minute to, a lighty down or whatever. And there is also a thing called a ticket called a park hopper ticket, where you can go from one of the parks to the other. Yesterday we were in the Magic Kingdom all day, but if we had purchased a park hopper ticket, then we could have gone from the Magic Kingdom and come to Epcot in the evening.
Should we say goodbye to the United Kingdom?
Oh yeah.
And we'll head into France.
Oh, I love France.
Why not? I love France too. We haven't been in a while, so let's make our way over there. And as we make our way into France, we'll talk a little bit about the festivals that they have here at Epcot. Oh, yeah. This is a beautiful view. Yeah, let's go down here. Again, this is the lagoon that you're seeing right here. The lagoon is 40 acres, 16 hectares, and all around the lagoon are the countries. So in the distance, you're seeing a little bit of Mexico, a little bit of Norway, a little bit of China, those countries. We won't make it over there today.
You want to talk about the blue?
Oh, yes. So we mentioned yesterday on our tour, for those of you that were with us yesterday, we mentioned the go-away green paint color and the blending blue. And so that building you see there in the distance, that's the blending blue color that we discussed. We didn't see an example of it yesterday. But basically, these are paint colors that Disney Imagineers have created that help to make things blend in the parks. Unwanted vistas, unwanted poles or speakers. So this is the blending blue.
And that building that is that color of blending blue is the show building for the new roller coaster here called Cosmic Rewind. So that is, they're trying to, because they needed a large building to encase the roller coaster, I think they wanted to make it blend as much as possible.
Somebody's asking, does Disney also have a no-fly airspace? That's a good question, and I honestly don't know the answer to it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe give us a Google and let us all know. And we're now headed into the French Pavilion. We're headed to France now.
Yeah, you can see the Eiffel Tower there in the distance.
All 103 feet of that Eiffel Tower, 31 meters. It is part of the evening fireworks show as well. It lights up, all the buildings light up, but it was one of the most visible ones, which is, pretty cool. The only one that doesn't light up is the tower in Morocco, which we'll show you in just a little bit, and we'll discuss that as well. So the festivals...
Oh, look, I see some friends.
Oh, yay! Patrick and Florent decided to join us. Well, at least in the chat. We'll say a proper hello to them. So this pavilion might be one of our favorites because partially because we just love Paris so much, and it does feel like you're taking a little bit of a step back in time in Paris here. Yeah. This is where the new Ratatouille ride is, Remy's ride, which is quite fun. That's the trackless ride we were talking about earlier.
This is a lovely restaurant. Somebody who is asking for recommendations.
Oh, somebody said, what's your favorite part about Disney and why? I think, yes, they do have lockers. Yeah, good question. They do have lockers, Cynthia, at the front of the park. I think one of my favorite things is you see everybody get to be a kid in the park. Kids and adults alike just return to their childhood by coming to the park. It makes everybody feel young again. I mean, just seeing my dad in the park, who's almost 80, he's literally like a kid again. It's adorable. And we're the same way. Also, the rides and the food.
The rides. I also think just the attention to detail is that's what they do best. The finishing touches. There's lots of theme parks all over the world, but for some reason they just know how to handle the details and make it feel really special. So
it's, Disney's expensive, and a lot of families save for a long time to come to Disney. And so the fact that you see that attention to detail everywhere when you get here, I love that they make it worth it for people. And
someone asked if the restrooms also have long lines. Not that I've noticed. I mean, there are plenty of restrooms. They're all over the park. And I've not seen a line for them.
Now, where we're at right now, you're also going to see the Skyliner going by. And the Skyliner is a newer addition to the park. It's only about maybe 4 years old. And it connects Epcot with a couple of resorts as well as Hollywood Studios, formerly known as MGM Studios. But it's a fun little gondola ride, and we will give you a nice little tip. If you're not planning on coming to the park, but you kind of want to see Disney anyway, you can ride the Skyliner for free. It's a fun way to see things. Somebody else asked about the price of the park. We paid $149 for today, but it can be anywhere from $109 to $189 depending on peak period.
That's per ticket, by the way.
Yeah, per ticket. It can be, depending on the day, peak time. Holidays are, of course, a peak time. Summer is a peak time.
Yeah.
So it really kind of just varies depending on when you want to come.
I just want to go over and show
Yeah.
this.
So you can see also, in addition to the Skyliner, which connects some of the resorts and the parks, there's also the boats you can see in the foreground known as the Friendship boats, and those can connect some of the hotels and the resorts and the parks as well.
You can go from different ways through the waterways sometimes, or these Skyliners, or the monorail, or buses. So there's plenty of transportation to get from park to park or to different resorts. They sort of, Disney does a really great job of making it kind of like a one-stop shop that makes you kind of want to stay and not leave the Disney property. So they make it really easy, and I think they might do that on purpose.
Pamela mentioned the Skyliner at Disneyland. Aren't you sad that's gone?
Oh, it used to go right through the Matterhorn.
Patrick I have a Space Mountain shirt, a button-down Space Mountain shirt, and Patrick has the matching one that's the Skyliner, or complimentary one, I should say. It's pretty terrific. We mentioned the Skyliner and the boats connecting the resorts. There are 31 themed resorts, Disney-themed resorts, peppered all around. And, you want to go back this way?
Oh, yeah, let's just go show a quick
show
peek.
Remy's?
Yeah,
okay,
just a quick peek. This section back here is really cool.
Yeah, okay. The section where we're headed right now, this is where the new Remy's ride is, which is based on the movie Ratatouille. And so you kind of get Paris combined with the Ratatouille theme. If you don't know Ratatouille, the long story short is it deals with a chef and his friend who is a rat, and the rat is also a very good chef. And so he kind of takes over in the kitchen. So if you start to see some rat themes in this area, that's why, if you don't know Ratatouille. But it's, oh goodness, look at that.
Again, just the attention to detail. I just love it so much. So we'll maybe, does this swing out the other side?
No.
It doesn't? Okay. So we'll just get this shot, and then we'll turn around and go back out toward Morocco.
Yeah. Somebody said it's blurry. We have a good signal on our end. Oh, good. Thanks for saying that. Okay, good. All right, so let's head back to Morocco, our next country. We're going to exit France. So there's the Skyliner again. You'll see a little bit of holiday decorations still up. I think we're starting to see them come down a little bit because Epcot is not nearly as decorated as what Magic Kingdom was yesterday. So they're starting to take them down a bit.
Trudy asked if there's a separate price point if you only come in later in the day, and I don't believe there is to get into the park, but they do have some special events where, like tonight, for instance, I think over at the Magic Kingdom, or maybe it was last night, you could purchase a separate event ticket, which means basically the park is open, your event time is from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. They stay open late, and so you could do that. But the thing about it is they allow you to come in a little early, so you could enter the park even though the event is not from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. They allow you to enter the park with that event ticket at 3 p.m. So that is a way that you could kind of avoid some of the crowds.
Now, a fun time to come to the parks are for the festivals that we started to mention earlier. So Epcot itself has 4 major festivals. So one is the International Flower and Garden Festival, which was inaugurated here in the park in 1994. and they use specially themed floral displays throughout the park, including topiary sculptures of Disney characters. Guests can also meet gardening experts throughout the park, learn new ideas. They can get some thoughts for their own home gardens. And it actually is, it's really remarkable. It takes a full year to plan it. They have over 20,000 cast member hours working on it. Cast member, by the way, is, I don't know if we mentioned this yesterday, so Disney employees are referred to as cast members. So if we've said cast members and that's been confusing, that's why. They refer to the Disney employees as cast members. Another fun little thing about Disney employees, if you ask them, where's the restroom? Or how do I get to this area? You'll never see them point with one finger. A one-finger point is inconsiderate. It's always two-finger or a full hand. So, fun little tidbit about Disney cast members that you'll see there. So that was the Flower Festival that we were just talking about, but there's a few others that they have here in Epcot. Festival of the Arts, which started in 2017, and that one is starting up here at the end of this week. Those are some of the canopies that we've been seeing peppered throughout the park as we make our way along. And it showcases visual, a little bit of culinary as well, and performing arts. And again, that's usually here in January and February. As we said, it's starting soon. The Festival of the Holidays, which just ended, of course, and all around the world showcase the pavilions feature storytellers describing their nation's holidays traditions. We've not been to that one. We're dying to go, but there's some terrific clips on YouTube of the various performers or entertainers at their pavilions during that time.
Someone's asking if they still do the pin trading, and they do. People still trade pins.
Yeah.
You'll see lots of people all over the parks with huge either suspenders or straps with pins attached to them. There's a pin trading thing that people take part in here at Disney.
And we mean lapel pins, if you're
yes.
curious exactly what we mean. And we might even see that as we make our way along. We'll keep our eye out for it now. The last festival they have here at Epcot, which is pretty darn terrific, is the Food and Wine Festival. That was inaugurated in 1995. And even though there are 11 countries here in the World Showcase, it actually represents usually over 25 different nations, and you can sample delicacies from all around the world. They have celebrity chefs on hand to host the events. More than 33,000 bottles of wine and champagne are uncorked. 1.2 million hors d'oeuvre plates are served. 100,000 miniature desserts are dished up. It is quite an ordeal and really quite fun.
Yeah, the Food and Wine Festival that happens in the fall is just... It's really cool. You can just get little tastings of each restaurant's most popular dishes, and it's a really cool event. And that happens in the fall.
Now, we were talking about funding Epcot earlier, how Disney originally wanted the countries to fund their own pavilions. Morocco was the only one that did fund their pavilion. So the King of Morocco was very enthused about participating in Epcot. So he actually sent 19 of his own designers. We're in Morocco, by the way. I forgot to flat out say that. We are now in Morocco, and that's why we're chatting about it. Sent 19 of his own designers and builders to construct this intricate architecture of the pavilion. You can see the large tower right there. It's the only structure that doesn't light up during Harmonious, which is the evening fireworks here in Epcot. So Morocco is predominantly a Muslim country, and the main tower is a replica of a prayer tower, and lighting that prayer tower at night would be a violation of Muslim beliefs. So it does not light up during the evening fireworks that happen here in Epcot.
I'm just going to do a quick long shot here. So for anybody that doesn't know this, most of you do, but you can take a picture of this sideways, and then you can edit that later to be right side up. All right.
So we chatted about performers earlier, and indeed there are quite a few. We mentioned the Eat to the Beat. So the Eat to the Beat happens during the Food and Wine Festival, which are performers that are peppered throughout the park. And then Patrick mentioned the Candlelight Processional as well, which is the during the holidays, happens throughout here, which is a Christmas reading as well as with a big choir. and features a celebrity narrator in that candlelight processional as well. This year, I know Neil Patrick Harris did one. Whoopi Goldberg was one of the celebrity narrators this year. So it's quite fun to come into the park and you get a nice little surprise of this celebrity narrator. Again, that's during the holidays.
Mark says he loves this area. Mark, we do too. This is such a cool... They really do their best to kind of envelop you in each country, and I think they do a really terrific job.
Janet asked earlier about the distance between the parks, or are we close to Magic Kingdom, basically. And what's an interesting thing about Morocco is that it's because we're now close up to it, we can't really see it. But one of the buildings of Morocco is actually a ride at Hollywood Studios called the Tower of Terror that they've painted to match Morocco. So it looks like one of the buildings of Morocco, but it's really in the park next door to us, which is Hollywood Studios. The Tower of Terror ride is what that one is called.
All right.
Shall we make our way out?
Beautiful tile.
It is gorgeous, yeah. Let's head to Japan.
Yeah, let's do it.
Shall we? Which way? Are we in somebody's picture?
Yeah, she's taking
Oh,
a picture,
we're going to go
let's
this way. They have photographers all throughout the park. So, of course, if you want to pay a little bit of extra money, you can have a photo pass. And you don't even have to worry about taking pictures. You just show up, and the Disney photographer will take your picture for you. They even do a really nifty thing where they'll say, hold out your hand. What do they call it? A
magic shot.
Magic shot. Yeah, magic shot. Where they tell you to put out your hand, and then they edit in for you a picture of Tinkerbell in your hand, or maybe it'll look like you're holding Spaceship Earth in your hand. And they'll do that for you, which is, again, it costs a little bit more money, but it is kind of worth it, especially if you have a big family and trying to wrangle everybody for a picture. There's just a photographer in all these spots, in the most perfect picturesque spot for every moment, basically.
These gorgeous trees. Holy moly.
There's quite a few rides in Epcot as well. So it's not just these pavilions that we're walking through. There's one called Soarin', which is actually an attraction based on an erector set that was a model created by Walt Disney Imagineer Mark Sumner. And Soarin' has, it's like you're flying through a bunch of different landscapes. It's really quite pretty, but you're really watching a giant sort of IMAX screen, essentially. Then there's Test Track, which is almost a mile long and reaches a top speed. It's like you're driving in a car. It reaches a top speed of 65 miles per hour, which makes it the longest and fastest ride at any Walt Disney theme park. Then there's the Seas. Has a big body of water at the Seas with Nemo and his friends. It has a home to 3,000 fish here in the park, as well as other sea creatures. Contains a 5.7 million gallons of water all throughout the seas. And here we are heading into Japan now at this point. So as we make our way through Japan, a few things to note. The castle in Japan is actually a replica of the Shirasaji-jo, a 17th century fortress overlooking the city of Himeji. One of the most well-preserved castles in Japan. So when the Magic Kingdom first opened in 1971, Japan actually sent over a statue as a gift to commemorate the opening. And that was when Magic Kingdom opened in 71. But when Epcot opened, they moved the statue over here to this pavilion. Beautiful, the detail in this pavilion.
It really
and it kind of gets a little bit quieter, and you can hear the waterfall as well.
A beautiful garden, too, that you can walk through.
Yeah. Now, we mentioned the Seas, but then there's also another area known as the Land here in Epcot. And the Land has quite a terrific ride as well. Sort of a little water boat ride that takes you through hello fish. Koi fish.
Koi.
Oh, love that. So the Land actually, more than 30 tons of fruit and vegetables are grown at the Land Pavilion right here in Epcot, and they're served in the Walt Disney World restaurants. The Land actually has a tomato tree that is the only one of its kind in the United States. The massive plant has produced a world record harvest of more than 32,000 tomatoes from a single vine.
All right.
So, we didn't really get to chat about Magic Kingdom in the tunnels yesterday, I just realized. But Magic Kingdom is actually kind of...
Utilidors.
Yeah, the utilidors. It's built up, and there's these tunnels underneath. There are these corridors called as utilidors.
I think I bought their album once.
The utilidors. There's the spaceship Earth, the ball there in the background. But Epcot itself also has some tunnels underneath. They run under the Future World section of the park, which is where you're looking there in the distance. So that's used to transport things and cast members as well from one side of the park to the other without disturbing guests. Again, they just think of everything. It's really, it is a perfect shot. Oh my goodness.
That is really cool.
The ring on your right that you're seeing, by the way, is part of the new fireworks show here known as Harmonious, which happens every night here, right now at 9 p.m. in Epcot. Sometimes they change the hours based on events or based on, when the sun goes down, obviously.
Sorry, she's laughing at some of the comments.
Should we leave Japan
Yeah.
and go home to the United States of America?
Yeah, we're headed back home now.
So the American Pavilion where we're headed to, take note once we get to the top of this little ramp, by the way. Oh, I should note that on the left is that concert area that we were talking about earlier. So it's where the candlelight processional happens.
Oh, yeah. Someone asked about performances.
Yeah. And so those performances happen there on that area. It's known as the America Gardens Theater because it's right in front of the American Pavilion. Now, as we show you the American Pavilion, take note that the main building looks quite tall. Again, it's a forced perspective. Because they don't want it to, overshadow too many other buildings. So they want it, but they still want it to look quite tall. So the windows at the top are a little bit smaller. If they built this building also to its actual size, it would kind of, dwarf a lot of other buildings.
Or other buildings would dwarf it.
Or other buildings would dwarf it. Yeah, actually, yeah. So, it's that same forced perspective that the Imagineers do, which is really quite incredible. One of our favorite performances happens in here, by the way, which is the Voices of Liberty, which is an a cappella group, male and female a cappella group. They are fantastic. So the Voices of Liberty, put at the top of your list if you're coming to Epcot
They
to
are so
see
cool.
them.
Really cool, tight harmonies, and they always sound terrific. And they usually sing under the rotunda here in the main room, and so of course it echoes beautifully, and it's a really interesting show to see.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this Christmas tree over here. They still have
yay.
some Christmas decorations left over, so it's nice that we get to experience some of that too while we're here.
Oh, Deborah, you have a video of them. Yeah, we actually have one of their albums. I think maybe the only album they have.
Yeah.
We found it on eBay years ago, and they're really terrific. We see them every single time we come to the park, and I'm going to now throw Patrick under the bus. He tears up almost every single time hearing them because it really is a stunning sound. So we are at the end of our tour. We're just doing half of the showcase in that front area. We're so happy you all joined us today in Epcot.
We went over a little bit. Apologies.
might. Yeah,
if we're keeping you from another tour, don't let us. Keep
run
you
away. Upcoming, we fly back to New York tomorrow, so we'll be back doing our New York tours as of Thursday. We're doing Central Park 3. We break it down into 4 different parts for now, maybe more. And then on Friday is the Battery, and then on Saturday we're back to the Botanical Garden, which we haven't been to in over a year, I think.
Yeah.
When we last showed the Kusama exhibit. But this time we're doing Glow, which is a nighttime light exhibit at the Botanical Garden.
The way to find out about all of those tours is if you follow us. If you click those 3 buttons at the top of the screen on the right, there's a follow button. And you can click that follow button and find out when we add new tours, when we repeat tours, when we put any of our tours on the schedule. And that's the best way. Thank you so much, Carol, for clicking that follow button. You can also, I think somebody just put it in the chat, of course, you can go to heygo.com/Aaron and Patrick. Or, of course, you could follow us on Instagram. We are NYC Tour Guys. So there's many ways. Thanks, Beck, for that follow. And, there's many ways to, thank you, Tish, to find out what we're up to. But
to check us out.
Yeah.
Somebody requested a picture of us in front of the tree, so I think we'd have to go out a little bit so that you
Okay.
see the tree in the background.
Yes. All right, got it.
Which I'm not going to complain about, because if you get a nice postcard of it, then maybe we can use it as our Christmas card next year.
Yeah, wait. Go
Yeah.
part of
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yay! So thanks for that. Do you want to make our way over here maybe for a final shot of the lagoon and the ball? So yeah, as Patrick said, give us a follow. Check out our upcoming tours. Check out any of the other wonderful guides on Heygo. We're glad we could chat about some of them today, even if it was just joking about them. But
Matt and Beth and any other guides that may have been on that we didn't know about, thank you so much for signing on. There's so many great places to go on these Heygo tours. It's really, I don't know, it's been a miracle this last couple of years finding Heygo. It's kept us sane. It's been nice to connect with people all around the world. All of us all around the world are here on this tour together, nearly 500 of us. And that's a nice thing.
So let's see, what do you want to do? Do you want to do a final shot of Italy and Germany or the lagoon?
There's so many things.
I know.
We'll do a slow pan.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll do a slow pan.
A slow Peter Pan.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
A slow Peter Pan. So here's our final shot of the lagoon, all 40 acres of it. They're setting up for this evening's fireworks show there in the middle. You can see Spaceship Earth.
Yeah,
also known
I
as...
think someone said they missed Spaceship Earth earlier. So there is one more shot of that geodesic sphere. That's on the opposite end of Epcot.
And as we pan around, you see in the distance the countries we're not hitting on today's tour, but we still love, which is Mexico. And then you'll start to see a little bit of Norway.
Japan.
China. That was China.
Sorry.
And then it comes all the way over to Germany and Italy as well.
Yeah.
And we'll leave you with a lovely shot of Italy, the piazza in Italy.
Thanks, Patricia. All right, we'll see you soon, everyone. Take care. Now I want Italian.
Totally.